What is up, legends? We are back, and we're back the path to nowhere. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the downtime, things that you could be doing to kind of like help out your account, because we have until the 10th, which is 3 days, 3 good days to mess around with, and we have medium risk, which is up, and I did a little bit of it. So I'm gonna go and show you what I did, what bonuses I did. I did okay. I can definitely work on it, and I don't have characters at level 70 like it wants me to. So it makes it a little bit harder, but you can still get through it all the same. Well, it depends on what you do and who you have, of course, but you can. It's still not very hard. I thought it was gonna be like stressful, but it's not really stressful. You just have to like stall and do certain things and have a little bit of a setup. With that said, now that we have a point of where we can breathe a little bit for a few days before the next content comes, you work on your team. Now, me personally, I use Peggy and K to kind of like sustain and whatever else. I know a lot of people was like, oh, don't build tanks, but there's no such thing as don't do anything in this game. Every character for some way and shape and form can be used and can actually be used at a high level. The difference between all of that is actually minor, and it's always like that when it comes to meta. Whether people want to agree with that or not, it's like you're really basically choosing between 5 and 10% efficiency on something. So yes, if you can get something at 10% efficiency, go for it, because it's still 10% better than what the other characters are. But at the end of the day, that is the only difference between the tiers. It just really is. And then it's all subjective. So just keep that in mind, that I think Zoya is the best character in this game, because Zoya straight breaks content. She's straight, any boss in the game, she basically tells them go that way and you're not doing your cycle, and then start over. Every single boss, she does that. There's nobody in the game who can do that besides her. And not only the boss, but everybody around her in that particular circle. And then on top of that, when you look at her crime band, what she gets is when the Legion arrival, which is when she specials, Zoya gains 30% additional damage reduction and becomes immune to all negative effects. So not only does she stop everybody around her from playing the game, but she now says, okay, I'm God mode, you can't even hurt me that much anymore, and she becomes immune to everything. There's no way anybody's going to tell me that is not the most meta OP thing in this game, that she does all of that in one special. Now I'm going to be, it's really hard pressed to show me something else as a phase 3 character that does that many things. Like, we're talking about damage, then she's going to hit everybody around her, behind her, extra crit damage, CC everybody around her, including bosses. And if the boss is about to special you or do some one-shot mechanics, you say, nah, don't do that, go that way. And the fact that she takes less damage and then basically becomes a tank, and if anything even gets by her at that point in time, you could just move her or whatever. There ain't no way, yo. Okay, no way. But Knox actually comes close to that. She just doesn't she doesn't disrupt as much as Zoya does, but you see right here, she deals additional 600% damage and physical damage with 1 core damage to all enemies and a 3x3 circle, which means 9 all around her. For every enemy hit by this damage, Knox takes 10% less damage during her ultimate and stacks up to 5 times. So she also becomes God tier like that, but she doesn't transcend, basically. She doesn't disrupt anything beyond if they're in a break state or put them in break state. So she actually becomes a breaker. So I don't even need to. I would still have to. Damn, I need to build another. I don't need to build another breaker, because when I get her to phase 3, she's gonna be a breaker. So that's good for me, because now I can just work. My initial plan was to build another breaker, or if I got Bai Li or Langley or something like that. Even though I still might use Langley to replace EMP eventually. But I don't even have one of her, so I'm just gonna leave EMP the way she is and put Hectate up to phase 3 eventually as well. Many characters are pretty cool at phase 3, but what essentially I do is I had people who carried me to that point of right now, and now I'm gonna start to focus on other things. Being that I didn't think anything would come to make me push out of using Summer in her position, in her particular position, but Starcaller might push Summer out of that for the simple fact that she has a banner and I might get more of her. And Starcaller does similar stuff than Summer, but does more than what Summer does, which is fine because Summer did her job, and I can just leave her at 60 and she still do her job right now just fine. And essentially what I would do with the way that I set my team up is I need somebody to clear in the middle because EMP can't do that and Aerial can't do that. So I need somebody behind Zoya, Knox, and Peggy to hold the mid, and that's exactly what Summer does, and she completely excels at that. So Starcaller probably is, I'm probably saying her name wrong, I think it's Starcaller, but she also does that. But the problem with her is she also needs to be built to a certain extent as well. I don't think she's going to be able to do that even at 70. She's going to be slower to do it, and she's not going to slow anybody down. Basically, she's just going to damage over time, which is fine if you keep the enemies there, but only Peggy can hold somebody there. What I would have to do is I would have to use Hecate with her demon at phase 3 to kind of help out to block, because Peggy's only going to be able to hold so many people, and both Knox and Zoya only hold one person. That's the downside of using them the way that I use them, but at the same time, they're going to swipe and crush everything that comes near them, which allows Summer to be behind them safely for the most part, and Aerial to be behind them, kind of like pegging stuff down with EMP. Me sniping with EMP, which is the way you're supposed to be using EMP anyway. If anything even get back there, EMP has the opportunity to take it down in one shot and then get her special back and then take something else down again in one shot, which is amazing. And then also, if you look at her crime band, crit damage up to 20%. The maximum number of Ultra EMP arrows refreshes when it kills an enemy increased from 1 to 2. So now you can do it 3 times. So you see, this is the reason. What I was doing initially, I was like, what can I do to control the fight? Like that's my emphasis on what I'm doing right now. I don't care what anybody says meta. I don't care what anybody says is good or bad. What can I do with what I have to control the fight no matter what happens? And I came up with this. Now, so far, I haven't found any content right now that stops me from actually controlling the fight. So I'm just gonna keep doing it like that and push people out and in there. For the most part, the only characters that are safe right now is Zoya and Knox. Those 2 characters are not going anywhere. Everybody else can be interchanged. As much as I like Summer, she's not entered. And matter of fact, she's gonna be back later. That's why I'm fine with that later, because I need to get dupes for her to be at her max potential, and I just couldn't. And I just stopped summoning. I gave up. I started using my currency on stamina to build my account instead. I just gave up because she just wasn't coming out. Like freaking Zoya just kept coming out, and I was like, bro, come on. Like, I'm not even in your banner. Like, what, do you got a crush on me or something? Did somebody program this? Like, why the hell do you keep coming out? Besides the fact, so being that we're in the point right now where we have 3 days, take this time to determine on who you have right now, whether you want to do that with Starcall or whatever else, or maybe you want to go into Labby, and maybe you have Langley, you need to build up Langley, or maybe you want to do the Moya. But I don't really think that you even need to be bothered with her, to be honest. I know other people like her because of she can actually block one extra enemy, but I think the tank coming in that we get free will be cool, because we're probably going to be able, which usually happens in events, to max that character relatively easy because it's the free event character. And on top of that, you're going to be able to have her block now. Then on top of that, you're going to, if you have the cat girl tank, she can block multiple enemies. So I'm not too, like, the only B character I think I will actually take over phase to phase 3 will be EMP. I don't think I'm gonna take any other B character to phase 3 because it's expensive. That's just my opinion. That's the only reason why I'm saying that, is because it takes a lot to take these characters up to that point. Even the B characters, it still takes a lot. That still takes a lot. 350k plus the fact that you have to go in and farm this. I can't even do this today because it's not Tuesday. You got to farm this and then go in and raid and farm more. That it takes a lot. I'm just, as a free to play to casual, I'm not too sure you should be doing it. Besides EMP, it's just my opinion. To be honest with you, you guys can do whatever you want to do. I'm not the YouTuber or the type of man to sit there and tell you that you have to do this or you're a noob or anything else like this. I'm just saying, from my eyes, between the S and the A ranks, I think you should focus on the S and the A ranks, because the B ranks also have scaling as well, the same way that every other character has scaling in this game. And I just don't feel that B is worth doing that for, besides EMP and maybe Labby. Maybe Labby if you're using the guy, because I've seen and seeing some nice EMPs and some nice Labbies. I haven't seen much of anything else on CN B level. I'm talking about from my account when I played in CN. I'm not talking about what anybody else did or what anybody else say. I'm talking about for me. I haven't seen many Bs because I went back to my CN account and looked at other people's stuff and looked at friends and everything else, and I did not see much B being used. It's probably I'm gonna give you guys the heads up. It's probably because they've been around long enough to have enough have enough A and S rank characters that they don't need to bother with the B stuff anymore, because you got enough dupes by now, because A characters come out at a good clip. And if I could have the A characters and have them fully duped like you can with a B character, I'm not going to use the Bs, because the A characters just are better. They just have a lot more juice to them. So that's me. It's up to you guys. It's still kind of early anyway, where this is kind of like up to you at this point. But now, we're at this point right now is resources are harder to get because we don't have a lot of everything, and depending on how much stuff you get in the event, you can't spread stuff around that much. Like, you just can't. There's not enough resources. That's why I told everybody to stay at 6 to 7 characters, because you can't build beyond that. Like, even if you spend a little bit of money, you still can't build beyond that. Like, they get kind of costly. So now this part of the video, what we're going to do is we're going to go in, and you guys see that I did most of the mid-level. I'm not going to show you the weak stuff because this is the weak stuff. It's too easy. This right here is the mid-level. This is the level 3. And what I did with this is I went with normal attack and then Zoya 60% speed. And I'll show you part of the reason. Let's do this. And the reasoning for this, actually I can't do that. I gotta leave them here because I need them to actually get healed, because they're gonna get hit. And you'll see what I mean in a second. Now they're gonna overrun the front a little bit, and I'm gonna stall. Wait for them to get right there. And what that does is that allows them to build more charge and kill most everything that right here. Now, the annoying part of this is Zoya is actually going to get stunned, which is going to suck a bit for me.
You forced me to do this.
And what I have to do is Ariel. She's going to heal and save people a little bit. All right, so they stunned Zoya. Zoya's free. So, remember I told you Zoya said, y'all don't get to play? Did they really stun her? I'm gonna help you a little bit. And Ariel's back again. All right, so now I'm gonna move you two right here. Now you guys are going to hit everything. And now we are going to get rid of you. And there's somebody right there. We're going to get rid of him. And now we are completely in control of the fight. And thankfully they didn't die. And let's move you here so you can get all these heals. And now you can do this, and this fight's over. So you see I didn't go for break. Because this is safer because I just control the fight. So he can't really do much anything besides just get killed. Bye. You like just straight get killed. I don't think that I did do better than what I was doing before. Obviously, if I get them a little bit stronger, then I could do it faster. I'm protecting them a little bit more than usual because I need to save Summer and EMP because they're blocking, because the front line can't kill fast enough right now to hold that front like this. They're just gonna get by and then in order to make the things safe so I never take any type of hit in the back to the manager, I had to put EMP and EMP and Summer as extra blockers. But getting Ariel and Summer to 70 probably would negate all that, and then I would probably get like 200k or more or something like that. But I'm not that interested in doing that right now. By the time the weekend comes when all three of them are going to come up, we're going to have Starcaller in the game by then, and then I'll start unloading resources and doing things like that. But for right now, I'm building everything that I need to build up right now. Let's just get all this. Thank you. So what essentially I am probably going to do is I'm probably going to get Ariel because the Hamble ain't going to come out. So I'm going to put Ariel at 70. I don't know if I'm going to do that with Summer because Summer might get replaced by Starcaller. So we'll see. I would like to do that, dark skin waifu or something like this, but I don't know if she's going to be fast enough to do what I need Summer to actually do. So I'm going to test it out and see for myself and see how that works, because they're going to have like the little thing that they normally do where they give you like the test with them and you can play with the character by itself, and then she'll probably have some story with that as well to actually help out with that. So we'll see. We'll definitely see how lit that's going to be, and hopefully she should be a good character. So what I'm essentially doing right now is I'm saving. I'm not going to use any of my stamina refreshes right now. I'm just going to just basically save all my currency and slowly build. I am going to do this though. We're going to start.
If this is what you wish for, I'll do it. If this is what you
This is what I wish for.
I'll do it.
You're going to go to 70 because I said so. All right, her because she's one of the breakers. I don't use her all the time, as you guys can see, but she's one of the breakers. And then next up is Ariel.
I hope I can become an asset to you.
And that's basically what I'm just gonna basically be doing. Pushing these characters that I'm gonna use all the way up to 70 again. Peggy's staying at 67, Summer's staying at 60 until I determine whether or not the two characters coming in can replace both Peggy and Summer. Peggy, I don't have to pay attention to. I just put her there and she just does her job. That's it. And that's all I need to do. You don't need a tank to really do much else, but just sit there and tank. Basically, and I don't have to worry about you and worry about the other characters. There'll be times where you just need to throw the special out. You see, like with that fight, I barely even paid attention to her, if at all. I think did I even special with her once? I don't think I did. Did I? I don't think I did. She just tank and just be cool. And I'd be like, all right. So, yeah. That's where I'm at right now. It's up to you to determine what usefulness you want to have with all that and how that's going to work for you. Good luck to you, though, in the summons when it does come. But not like we're not going to have any more videos. We are, but next up is Ariel, and then after that, I think I'm going to save currency for the final 2 days. So when and if Starcaller comes, and if I get her, because there's no guarantee. I don't have a lot of currency right now, but when and if I get her, then I'll have some currency to just straight use her, because I don't think you can actually reset anybody in this game. That should actually be a thing, that you're allowed to reset. Even if you gotta spend currency, you should be allowed to reset. So devs, I know you watch, you know, I'm a partner and everything. Please allow that in the future. That's a very good quality of life thing. Like, if we don't want to use a character anymore, allow us to take the resources back that we use in the character. There's no reason not to. But I don't think you can do that right now. At least there's no way that I see that you can actually do that. Yeah, I don't see any actual way to do that. So I could be wrong, and it could be somewhere, because there'll be stuff in this game sometimes that be hidden. I didn't even know that and see it. So I'll catch you guys next video. Peace, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, Legends, for getting to the end of the video. We do 3 to 4 videos every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be first in notification squad. I love everybody who stops by, and I will see you next video. Peace.